Good morning, everyone. So we will be starting in a few minutes. So please get ready and a few minutes and we'll be starting. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first Beirut AI Week. We are very happy to have you all with us today. We hope you're as excited as we are to our AI weekend. For those of you who do not know, before we officially begin, I would like to introduce you to Beirut AI. Beirut AI is the artificial intelligence community in Lebanon with the mission to enable everyone to apply artificial intelligence to learn different tools and skills and apply respective fields. We do that by hosting technical workshops and business AI workshops. We have our Beirut AI Bootcamp, which is a 6-day artificial intelligence bootcamp where you learn different artificial intelligence topics and you end up presenting a project at the last day. We have our hackathons. We have done our first hackathon in June and we plan on making it a yearly event. We also have our University Ambassador Program where different university ambassadors represent Beirut AI universities and initiate activities for enabling everyone to learn artificial intelligence. We have our quarterly gatherings where different AI practitioners join to introduce everyone different skills and experience in AI. And we have, of course, our Beirut AI Heroes team, which we are very thankful for contributing and giving back to the community. What we want you to know is that Beirut AI is part of a larger community called City.AI with a mission to leverage the potential of artificial intelligence and in over 60 countries. And we are very proud to say that Beirut AI is one of the most active communities in the MENA region. And now to introduce the AI weekend. So with the mission and with the goal to create larger events, to have bigger impact, the Beirut AI weekend idea came to life. Its basic goal is to merge the technical workshops, the business AI workshops, and the quarterly gatherings into one event. This is going to be a quarterly event taking place every month, where different AI practitioners come to share their experience with us, and people interested in the technical track of AI will get to attend 3 different technical workshops covering 3 different topics in artificial intelligence, theoretically and practically. And we have for those who are interested in the business AI, they get to attend workshops with different case studies on deploying AI in their respective business fields. So for those of you who are attending the technical and business workshops today, make sure you attend the virtual networking sessions to meet different people from different backgrounds. This is one of the main goals of the AI weekend. And make sure you attend all the meetups and the workshops to benefit from the AI weekend with us. This is the AI weekend team. Thank you for everyone. They have all been working tirelessly to make this AI weekend live. Thank you everyone again. We would like to thank our community sponsor, Zaka, who's always supporting our events, and our partners for the AI weekend, IEEE Lebanon section, Cody, and Berry Tech. And of course, we would like to thank our speakers and instructors. Without them, the AI weekend wouldn't have been. Thank you all for your efforts and for sharing your experience with us. And last, please do not forget to follow us on all our social media accounts. Make sure you post stories, post pictures during the AI weekend, and tag us in all of them. Um, that's it from my end. Before we officially start, I would like to introduce to you our first guest speaker. So now that you know more about Beirut AI, our first guest speaker is the very own founder of Beirut AI, Christophe Zogby. He is a software engineer with over 8 years of experience in software development and various fields of data science and artificial intelligence. He is also the founder and CEO of Zaka, an artificial intelligence consulting company that aims to develop the AI sector in the local community and abroad. Christophe will be explaining his journey on having an AI startup in the MENA region. So that's it from my side. Christophe, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dalia. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us today in this exciting event. So, as Dalia mentioned, I'm a software engineer with experience in computer vision, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. I'm also the founder and the proud president of Beirut AI, and I've co-founded and currently leading Zaka. I was asked to give a speech today that inspires you to unleash your AI magic. I'm really humbled by the amazing experience that I've had in founding and pushing two amazing AI entities in the MENA region, Beirut AI and Zaka. And so I thought I'll share with you my story in hopes that it might inspire you as well. So my story started in 2012 when I graduated from university. I studied software engineering, and at that time, I was really fascinated by the Android system and building mobile applications. So I immediately started working and building mobile apps and then working for a local company. 2 years after that, I decided that I wanted to quit my job and to try my luck at building some of my own products. So along with a couple of friends, we left our jobs and we started working on our startup. That was around 2014. During this phase and during basically one of our projects, I got introduced to artificial intelligence because we were working on a product that required some smart capabilities. And so I got introduced to machine learning, and the more I read about it and the more I applied it, I found it really fascinating. And I've always had this motivation to share my knowledge with other people. And I consider myself being a community person. So I wanted to see who else was working in AI and who else was, working in this field in Lebanon. So I had the idea of organizing a workshop about artificial intelligence. So on September 11, 2017, which is when this picture was taken, I held my first ever AI workshop. And there was a small number of attendees, but it was really a successful event. And it made me realize two things. First, I really like to discuss AI with like-minded people. And second, and most importantly, it made me realize that there are people who are interested in learning and in hearing about AI. So this got me the motivation to push further with building a community around AI in Lebanon. I really wanted to push the AI ecosystem in Lebanon, and I had a dream of placing my country on the global AI map. Around this time, I was also introduced to City.AI Community. And so this was when Beirut AI was founded in 2017. Dalia already introduced Beirut AI, but very quickly, Beirut AI is the applied AI community in Lebanon, and the goal is to enable everyone to understand and apply artificial intelligence. We started organizing meetups after we first, launched the community. And based on the community's feedback, we adjusted and we created different types of events to cater for different members and their different needs. As you know, currently Beirut AI organizes quarterly meetups that shed lights on the local AI ecosystem and local AI practitioners. We also host technical workshops, business workshops, hackathons, and we have a strong university ambassador program that targets the students in different universities. One special project that I really like at Beirut AI is our AI Bootcamp that aims to introduce different topics of AI in 1 week. It's really a zero to hero experience. And we host this bootcamp twice a year, in January and in August. And so far, we've graduated over 180 AI heroes. This serves our mission of educating and building a strong pool of local talents capable of working in the AI field and following the global trend of future jobs. And as it was mentioned as well, City.AI is present in more than 60 cities around the world. And I'm happy to say that Beirut AI is one of the most, if not the most active city in all of City.AI network. This has given us an exposure within the AI community and has really helped put Lebanon on the global AI map. Back to my story. So throughout this journey at Beirut AI, I always felt that this mission, the mission of bringing AI awareness and AI education, was actually bigger and required my full attention and commitment. And also other team members felt the same way. And so we decided to found our startup, Zaka, which is dedicated to actually pushing this mission further. So in 2019, sorry, it's just, that was a small, yeah. So in 2019, our startup Zaka was born to help us dedicate our full commitment and our full resources to push this mission further. So a quick introduction about Zaka. Zaka is an artificial intelligence company. We aim to democratize and advance AI in the MENA region and abroad. And we operate on three main pillars: education, consultancy, and community building. We are a proud Lebanese company, and against all odds and all the challenges of operating out of Lebanon, we managed to do great things. First of all, in education, we believe that education is key. We believe that education is key in pushing the AI ecosystem, and so we deliver different forms of AI education, from workshops to boot camps to industry training that are customized to companies and their local industries. We have managed to become Microsoft Global Training Partners and have reached more than 500 participants in our education efforts in different countries around the world. We've also recently launched a program in partnership with Microsoft. It's a very exciting program that I'm very proud to share with you today. It's called the AI Ready Academy. And this program targets university students in the MENA region and provides them with the necessary knowledge in the AI industry to be industry ready after they graduate. So this journey that started with me sharing my personal knowledge with a small group of attendees has actually scaled to different countries in the MENA region. And this makes me very proud and motivated to push forward with this mission. And at Zaka, it's not all about education. While we teach people what is AI and how they can benefit from it, we can also help them implement AI in real projects. After all, we're all about applied AI. So in our consultancy department, we also work on different AI projects, from image understanding and object detection to chatbots and NLP models. We want to help companies and startups implement their AI into business and into their projects. We strive to work on interesting problems and implement cutting-edge solutions. So these are some of the examples of the projects that we've worked on. We want to create a fun environment where we can develop crazy solutions for real problems. And these are some of the examples we're working on in our video analytics projects. Education, it does not only come from workshops and boot camps, it's also a personal effort. We like to create an environment that fosters healthy, creative, and autonomous individuals. And this is reflected in our internship program. We want to give people a chance to learn. So earlier this year, we opened up an internship program that turned out to be more successful than we have ever imagined. And going back to City.AI, as I said earlier, Zaka is a community-driven company. And we believe that communities are the stepping stones to having a vibrant AI ecosystem. We are very committed to community building. And for that reason, Zaka is currently leading City.AI's efforts globally and helps in managing the day-to-day operations. The MENA region, and specifically Lebanon, have always been left behind when it comes to technology and global trends. We overcame this challenge by placing ourselves at the heart of the global AI community. We are no longer left behind. And now This brings us back to 2020. So 3 years later and more than 60 events later, I'm very proud to say that Beirut AI is the largest applied AI community in Lebanon. And if you look at the numbers, it really shows how much we've grown and how much we're impacting the local AI ecosystem in Lebanon. And with the help of Zaka, we aim to bring the same transformation to the rest of the MENA countries. There's a great African proverb that I always like to mention. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I would like to take this opportunity and say a huge thank you to all the team at Beirut AI and the team at Zaka, because of course, I did not accomplish all of this by myself. I might have started this journey, but I've had great help from really amazing people, and I'm very lucky to be working with all of them. And finally, I want to leave you with a couple of points and lessons learned from my experience so far. I just told you my story, but I encourage everyone to go and find their own stories. And while you're doing that, don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to take on challenges and to have big dreams and have big ambitions, because this will reflect in your mission after some time. And sometimes we get an idea and we keep thinking about it and we keep planning it and we keep making sure that we have the perfect plan to execute. And this really gets us nowhere and puts us in a position where we're just planning and we're not taking action. So I really encourage everyone to start taking action, because action sometimes beats planning. And nothing gets built overnight. So no matter how big your dream is, you can reach it one step at a time. Do not underestimate the power of small things, because you'd be surprised how far small, consistent effort can take you over time. Sharing your knowledge is very important, and I really want to highlight this point. I feel like some communities in Lebanon do not have this mentality. We like to maybe keep what we know to ourselves, and we're afraid of sharing because it might gives us as a weakness, or maybe give away what we currently know. And I highly disagree with this. I believe that we have to share our knowledge, because in sharing, we can also advance everyone at the same time. If we want to succeed, that doesn't mean we have to succeed at the expense of others. We can all succeed and we can all get there at the same time. So make sure you're always sharing your knowledge. And to build your dreams, you will not be able to do it alone. You have to have a team of people with you. So you should be able to trust people. You should be able to find people that share the same mentality, the same dreams that you have, and who will help you push your dream further. And you have to make mistakes, otherwise you're not learning. So don't be afraid to make mistakes and to learn from them and to keep making mistakes as you're going. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of hard work to build something from nothing, to build a community or a company from scratch. So don't underestimate how hard you have to work. Keep on working as hard as you can, and you will reach your dreams. Last thing, be kind, because the world needs kind people. And don't forget to have fun, because if you're not having fun, you're not doing it correctly. Thank you, everyone, for listening to my story, and hopefully this might have been inspiring and interesting for you. I'm open if you have any questions you'd like to discuss.
Thank you so much, Chris, for your inspiring talk. So part of this community. We have 3 questions. From YouTube, someone is asking, what do you say are some of the struggles you faced as you decided to co-found Zaka?
Struggles. So there are always struggles, especially, as I said, if you're operating out of Lebanon, it's not there's no stability in the country. It's especially in the recent 3 years and all the economic situations that we're going through. So challenges are basically finding a market, for our products. Also making sure how we can sustain operations with all the chaos that is happening, and maybe also finding good talent and finding good people to grow the team, because having good people on your team will really help you go a long way. And I'm very happy to say that we've managed to keep going with all the challenges. We've managed to build a great team, and we've managed to work on interesting projects.
That's great. Thank you. Hadi Fadlullah is asking if are you looking to organize another AI bootcamp in the next few months?
Yes, so the AI Bootcamp is organized in January and in August. So next one is in January.
Yes, okay. We have two questions about the internship program. So Mariam is asking if it's still open. She's interested to apply. And Rawan is asking what are the prerequisites to apply for the internship program?
So we are always looking for interns. You can go to careers.zaka.ai and apply there. There are different positions, and in terms of the requirements, basically the only thing required is willingness to learn and to get exposed to new technologies and solve new problems. So we're here to create a space where the intern can learn and get some hands-on experience. So of course we do require, it depends on the position. If you're applying for a machine learning internship, for example, we do require you to know basic programming and be able to write some code, but nothing else is required, as this is a chance for you to learn and to put yourself and push yourself to learn new things.
Okay, Yaqub is asking, at my university's curriculum, learning basic psychology is a prerequisite for following the AI track. Is this a prerequisite for following the AI with your bootcamp?
No, not really. Our bootcamp is a technical hands-on bootcamp. And so the only thing required is ability to code. Even if it's not in Python, whatever language you code in, you should be able to understand and write basic code. And that's it.
Okay, and someone is asking, how do you cope with imposter syndrome in AI?
That's a very interesting question. And the issue with AI is that a lot of people don't understand what it means, and they use it in different terms or they use it in different contexts. So I think whenever I'm talking about AI, and especially in technical terms, I always make sure to mention what I mean by AI, because AI is a very big field and it can mean different things for different people. So when I talk about AI, technically, I mention machine learning, mention deep learning, I mention algorithms that are basically used for specific use cases. I always make sure to say that while AI in movies and in science fiction means those super intelligent AI, when we say AI, when I talk about AI, I'm actually talking about narrow AI, which are algorithms and systems specifically made to do a couple of things really good, and that's it. And so when you frame AI the correct way, this helps eliminate any misunderstanding from people. And then you can actually talk about it just like any other technology without, those extra hype and trendy words around it. So I hope this answers your question.
Okay, great. So that's it. Those are all the questions. Thank you so much. I think now we will be moving to a 5-minute break, and then we will start with Abbas Sidawi's talk. Thank you, Christoph.
Thank you, Dalia. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this AI weekend.